Welcome into Fantasy Now Plus, your official space for fantasy news here in May. That's right. It's May 7th. We're talking NFL free agents that are still lingering around. Are they on the couch? Are they training? Are they in the weight room? Are they eating Twinkies? We don't know. But we suspect some of these players will be signed or already signed. So we're going to talk about veteran impacts from free agents in 2026. Let's get the show started.
You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
Welcome into the show. As you guys know, we will be talking about old, busted free agents who are not signed to any contracts for reasons. But we'll get into them anyway, because some of you people might be wondering, where's Stephon Diggs going to go? Where's Tyreek Hill going to go? Is Aaron Rodgers going to retire?
Hopefully.
We're here to give you all the answers. But before that, Justin, how are we feeling today on this beautiful May 7th?
I'm feeling good, but I'm also just worn and beaten down. It's been a long month, to say the least.
It's only the 7th, brother. We got a long way to go. But let's get into something, some housekeeping news. Super League. We are taking applications for your admission to Super League. If you want to play with us, make sure you go to our links that Justin's going to post here in the chat. It's most likely in the description. If not, it's on Blue Sky. Follow us on Blue Sky, Fantasy Now Plus, everywhere. Justin as well. Keep in mind that we are live Monday nights with Brian and Tim as they do best ball drafts, and every Wednesday at noon, us. But today's Thursday because Justin was selling a house. So we couldn't do anything yesterday, but it's okay. We're here today. I made a trade today, dynasty-wise. I made a lot of trades, dynasty-wise, today. Not with you. You sent me an offer.
I sent you another offer. You never responded to.
I've been in meetings all day. I'm not wearing this shirt for you guys today, but I would be wearing a very less nicer button-up shirt if I was in real meetings today at real work. But I will say this. Rookie season this season has been a drag. That's why I'm really not into talking rookies this year, because they're all just, it's your fault, the media's fault, Twitter's fault, Blue Sky's fault, ESPN's fault. I'm going to say all their faults because everyone's been telling us.
Everybody that's watching because of what you just said. Can't believe
what happened.
We just lost everybody. Everybody just stopped watching because of you.
That's okay. They'll come back. They'll come back. But what I'm saying is this draft sucks. This draft sucks, and I'm not interested at all. Are you interested in these rookies at all?
No.
It's
a bad year to have the 101. I'll say that. It's a bad year to be like, I'm one draft away from being really good.
But some people think that this draft is, I mean some people, I mean one person who told me that he did a lot of tape analyzing, and this class is awesome, according to that one friend of mine. So anyway, we'll get into the old busted. I heard Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I heard Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Reported first, Fantasy Now Plus by Josh Kimmel 8 months ago. I don't know why anyone's still shocked by this, but Aaron Rodgers going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers is very, very good for business, very good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, very good for the outlook of that team and the fantasy players. Not per se Aaron Rodgers, but the players around him. They definitely stayed good and did not decline in value, because let's be fair and let's be realistic. I don't care what you think about Will Howard or whoever else they drafted. Neither of them are close to what Aaron Rodgers is at this current time, period. Do you agree with that at least?
Yeah.
I know it's hard for you to understand. Like, I take L's too, a lot.
Oh, I'm not taking an L. I still don't think it's the best move for the Steelers, but like in terms of fantasy value, it's good for the players on the Steelers.
Why would it just curious? Why do you think it's not a good move for the Steelers?
I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback that can take them to where they want to go. I mean, they just cleaned their entire front office. And we're preparing for a complete reset, and here we are bringing back 42-year-old. I mean, this is the show to talk about busted old veterans. So I'm glad we are
Yeah.
talking about Aaron Rodgers. So, truthfully, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been relevant since he left the Green Bay Packers, and even then, it was probably 4 years before that. So, there's a reason why a lot of Packers fans were very happy that Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Packer anymore.
Let me ask you a question. And yeah, I know you already know. Who had more passing touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers or Bo Nix?
Who went to the playoffs?
We're talking fantasy wise here. Like who can get the
It's fine.
who's throwing touchdowns to the fantasy receivers or tight ends?
You mean running backs?
Well-
To the running backs, to the 4
Fantasy-
running backs that they ran.
Fantasy players.
Unfortunately, those running backs also weren't like super fantasy relevant either because they weren't getting enough usage. Aaron Rodgers is great because he spreads the ball out to 13 different people every game. So it's not really fantasy relevant. It helps his stats, but it doesn't really help anybody else.
No, I'm glad that you said that. Honestly, who are you drafting first, Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers?
Jordan Love.
Why? Aaron Rodgers' numbers last year
We're
across
talking
the
a
board.
redraft. We're talking a redraft,
Yeah.
aren't we?
No, we're
Still Jordan Love.
redraft.
Neither,
Yeah, we're
but
redraft.
Jordan Love. I'd rather draft Jordan Love over Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I'm with you on that, but if you look at the numbers on a pure number aspect, Rodgers beats him on passing touchdowns, efficiency, pretty much every stat, every aspect, and that's from last year's stats. These aren't just made up. These aren't long time. These aren't averages. This is straight from NFL.com. You could just check this out yourself. People like to hate on Aaron Rodgers for X, Y, and Z, but the fact remains he threw 24 touchdowns last year. Only about 9 other quarterbacks can do that or did that last year. That's a fact. Like I'm looking at the numbers. And Rodgers was one of them. And it's not impressive, like, 24 touchdowns. But the fact that we're drafting people like Jordan Love, Bryce Young, Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy was hurt all year, so whatever. But these
This is
guys all have
definitely a different era. Like last year was a weird, like I feel like it was a weird year for passing stats in general.
okay.
24 touchdowns being the 4th leading touchdown thrower. Like that's, I mean, what happened to the years where we're getting 40 plus from everybody, or like 4,000 in passing yards was the gold standard. Like now we're settling for 2,500 passing yards and 25 touchdowns. Like,
well, that never existed. Like people had that there was a stat or a bet that on the Hard Rock app, over under passing touchdowns from Baker was set at 35.5. Why do I know that number? Because I made the bet and I won. And I'm like, 35.5 is wild. Oh, but he just threw for 48. Oh, well, okay. It's really rare for anyone to hit 35. Really rare. Go look at the stats. It's really rare they do it 2 years in a row. I massively hammered that under, and he only threw for 26 touchdowns last year, which is only 2 more than Aaron Rodgers. But we would significantly draft Baker Mayfield above Aaron Rodgers, wouldn't we? Wouldn't we? We would. 35 touchdowns is very hard to do in any year. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. But back to the fantasy aspect. Yeah, DK Metcalf struggled last season.
wait, hold on,
But-
time out. Going back to this, did you say Aaron Rodgers threw more touchdowns than Bo Nix last year?
No, you didn't answer the question. He didn't. He threw one
Oh,
less. I was just
it's
throwing
Bo
it-
Nix. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just throwing a curveball at you. And I was gonna. My point was, he only threw one more. He only threw one more than the dinosaur. Wow, so impressive, Bo Nix. You threw 25 touchdowns compared to 24. Wow, come on, guys. Let's be real. Rodgers is legit, like one of the best of all time. But this isn't an Aaron Rodgers love show.
forever
This is
disagree
I'm
with
drawing.
you.
I know you
QB
are.
18 last year. Not even a
Yeah.
QB one.
No, he wasn't. But he can support an offense.
Old busted
And-
free agents. Can we talk about the next one? I'm tired. I'm done talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I'll get you- Get used to it, people, because he's going to be all over the news pretty soon. But we can move on to the next. Who's the next guy?
Tyreek Hill. Is he going to play again? Like, I mean, 32 years old, coming off of a gruesome knee injury that honestly he should just retire. Like, I don't. Where does he go? Like, who? I mean, I know there's teams that need him, but he doesn't do good in cold weather, so he can't even go like up north to New England or Buffalo. Like, he can't really go back to KC at this point. mean,
No.
go to San Francisco. That's a great place for an injured wide receiver to go back to. Like,
Let's break down Tyreek
say
Hill.
we can talk
Right?
about the three top players that are out there: Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Debo Samuel. All of
Let's
them, which 30 plus years old.
let's talk about Tyreek first. What does he actually add to an offense? What could he bring to an offense? What could he bring to your fantasy football team? In 2026, I don't know if it's going to be much, but we didn't have a big sample size last year. He only played 4 games. He had 21 catches for 265 yards before that injury, and he was very unhappy. He did not want to be there. That was very evident, and I don't think the Miami Dolphins wanted him there either. I don't know if he does come back, if he could produce for anybody at the level he was producing. So we need to stop at that. He's a wide receiver 12 or better. Not
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, no more.
I don't think he's a wide
He was
receiver.
wide
24.
receiver 18, playing 17 games in 2024. So he was
Yeah.
barely a wide receiver 2, like middle of the pack there. And I mean, he almost had 1,000 yards that season. So it's not like he has regressed. I don't know how much of that regression was because of Tua and the Dolphins offense, or how much of it is, Tyreek is now 30 plus years old. We are now at the over the hill part, and we're now going to start seeing busted Tyreek Hill.
Yep. So if you add into the busted Tyreek Hill of his age, and you add to the fact that he has slowed down and the injury, there's no way I can even imagine. Like, he's a person like DeAndre Hopkins, right? He played for the Baltimore Ravens. Nobody drafted him on their fantasy football team. And if you did, he was just a landmine. He was just a body, someone that you just rostered because his name is DeAndre Hopkins. I feel like that's going to be the case with Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill goes ahead and signs with Dallas, I'm just naming names, like just players, like just teams out there. Because you got to think at his age, coming off of that injury, having the success he had in Kansas City, and then having the not success in Miami, he might be chasing that success again. So I'm assuming if he's going to sign with someone, it's going to be someone that has.
It's going to be a contender in week 10. It's not going to be anything soon. I don't think he's playing week 1.
No, I don't think so either. And I just wouldn't want to roster him this year because he hasn't been useful in 2 full seasons. And I don't think, at what point do we stop living back in the past and we start living in the future? And right now the future is not Tyreek Hill, unfortunately. But there are other guys on this list that I do have more. It's hard. There's only one guy that I'm actually like, okay, where's he going to sign? And that's a tight end. But we're not going to get there yet. We're going to get to Stephon Diggs. He is 32 and a half years old. He's older than Tyreek Hill by a couple months. But he was producible. Producible, is that a word? He was productive. He was very spotty, though, with his production in New England with Drake May. Some days he was wide receiver 2 with good upside. Some days he was just 0, unusable. So what are your prospects in Stephon Diggs, and where would he have to sign for you to be excited about him? I don't know if I am.
I mean, Stephon Diggs is now going for his 4th team in 4 years, which is, honestly, it's concerning. He did play 17 games. He was just recently found out not guilty. So there's no legal issues out there remaining for him. I don't think the NFL is going to suspend him, especially with a not guilty verdict yesterday. So now it does come down to team needs. And if you look at the last 4 teams that Stephon Diggs has signed with, it's gone to teams that have a young quarterback, which is weirdly interesting to me. I'm not saying he's going to be a Raider, because I think Stephon Diggs is also at the point where he wants a ring. He has not gotten to the ring yet. He's always been on the outside looking in. I could see him going to a team like Denver. They have a wide receiver core. They do have the young quarterback. Younger. He's ancient for a 3rd-year quarterback. But I could see him landing in Denver. They are a playoff contender. I think they could use another person. Cortland Sutton's there. I get that. And I know Troy Franklin was big. Jalen Waddle just also went there. So, I guess that would be kind of loading up that wide receiver front. and just push Troy Franklin even further down. So that sucks for me. But
So for
I,
everybody.
I could see him going to a team like Denver. I could see him going to Las Vegas. I mean, it's honestly Diggs kind of fits the Las Vegas vibe in my opinion. But I see
So-
Diggs going west. I don't see him staying east.
All right. So let me just add in a couple things. Diggs, just for context, did reach 1,000 yards last season, had 4 total touchdowns, caught 85 balls. That's a pretty good year. That's a pretty good year for wide receivers. Not saying
Yep.
that he was phenomenal in any means, but as far as where he ranked in fantasy last year, he was wide receiver 14. There's no doubt in my mind that he could still produce for a fact check me. And I saw your face. Did you? He was wide receiver
yawned.
14 last year.
I yawned. No, I was yawning.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you not believe me? Like, okay, all right, buddy. No, but he was wide receiver 14 last year in a very good offense with Drake May. So that he has no signs of slowing down. I think his major issues was his legal issues and his attitude. I've been saying this since Minnesota days. Ask Viking Dave. This dude is his own worst enemy. He goes into organizations and finds issues everywhere. He's always a problem child. That being said, I already had the perfect spot for him, for at least in my eyes. But I don't know if it's going to work out because I don't think they're a true contender. But give me, it meets all the criteria except for playoff team, which, spoiler alert, I think this is a playoff team. You have one side Malik Neighbors. You have the other side Stephon Diggs. And you have Jackson Dart with John Harbaugh who can get him under control. I'm saying this, and Isaiah Likely. I'm saying this right now. I'm really high on the Giants, and I don't know why. Jackson Dart. If they could just say, hey, Stephon, come over here, play with Jackson Dart. We're real. Look at our defense. Our defense is top 5. We have a young prospect quarterback. We have Malik freaking Neighbors. Come over here, take a good deal with us. Dude, to me, that's a slam dunk spot. They just lost Wan'Dale Robinson. They have the prospects of this young offense. They have the coach. They have the defense. This, to me, is the move. But again, there's 31 other teams out there that may need or want Stephon Diggs. So I do think he has something. Is he going to follow up with the 14? Listen, he was wide receiver 14 with 4 touchdowns. Like, that should tell y'all something. He can still get the job done. He's probably my second favorite option out of these free agents. I see you. You're like, oh, New York. Oh, that does make. Oh, shoot. If we can get some veteran leader. Oh my God.
I'm
thinking
just looking at all the other teams that also need wide receiver and trying to think of if there's any other
someone better.
I mean, both
There
New
are.
York teams could use him. Truthfully, I mean, I know the Jets just also drafted Omar Cooper Jr., but adding a third. I mean, in today's NFL, I think if you really want to be good, having 3 really good wide receivers helps. The Bengals could use it. They only have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins at this point. It would be good to add a third. I don't think he would go there. They also don't have the cap space for that. Steelers could probably use depth. They have DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman. But again, he wants to be a wide receiver 1 or 2 at least. So some of these teams aren't going to make sense. Colts have Alec Pierce. Like,
I'm gonna say this right now because I know someone's gonna break this news, and I wanted to be here because I break news here all the time because I'm just the analyst with common sense. Right? I gave you Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers forever ago. I gave you Kyler Murray was the quarterback 1 forever ago. There's many, many, many more I gave you already. Here's what I'm gonna give you. Stephon Diggs signs with the New York Giants. Mark it down. Write it down. May 7th. And then when it's reported by whoever, when they get the credit, just reference this because I'm telling y'all right now, it makes the most sense. Let's
so
do
you're
it. Baby.
saying Stephon in New York.
I haven't. Let me check the cap space. Hold on. Let me check the cap.
What about going
Although
back
the cap doesn't matter. Minnesota would be.
That means nothing.
Cap means nothing. Minnesota would be fun, but I wouldn't.
I'm on an article from a few hours ago of biggest roster holes for depth charts, and I searched Stephon Diggs' name on this article, and the only team he was linked to was the Minnesota Vikings.
That's just because of history and people like, oh, he used to be a Viking. Shut up. Next
Could
person
end
on
his
our list.
career where it started. I mean, that's some players do that. Not many,
Some
but
players do that, but it'd just be
Debo.
more fun with Jackson Dart. Debo Samuel. He's a free agent. He's no longer with the Washington Commanders. He is 30 years old. He's been old busted for years now, I feel like, but he can surprise us. I'm not the biggest Debo Samuel fan. I'm not the biggest. I've never rostered him. I've never wanted to roster him. His price was always way too high for me for the production he gave, because he had that 1 year. He had the 1 year where he was phenomenal. We all remember that. That was his running back year. But I don't think maybe I'm wrong, because again, I don't roster him, but I don't think he's had another year of production like that since. And he's peaked since 2021. That was 2021, brother. He hasn't had 1,000-yard receiving since 2021 or before 2021. Again, his touchdown production, he's never had double-digit receiving touchdowns. Last year, he had 5 receiving touchdowns. The year before that, 3. He's played in quick math, 31 games in the past 2 years, so he hasn't been missing time. 72 receptions last year, 99 targets. He was like pretty much the only show in town. He's the opposite of Diggs. Like, he's not consistent. He's not someone I'm looking forward to. What was his rushing yards? Because that's something that I need to understand, because he's not, as far as I know, he's not doing it anymore. And as far as I know, 727 yards with 5 touchdowns is not good enough for to be a wide receiver 1. So you tell me, Justin, why I look this stuff up. Are you excited to see where this guy goes?
I will be curious where he goes. He had 17 rush attempts for 75 yards last season. He is older, and was playing in a completely different offense. Last time he had 365 yards in that 21 season, but he had 59 rush attempts. San Francisco used him as a back often, not just as a wide receiver. And then when he went to Washington, that went downhill. So that's where that went. A place that I could definitely see him fitting in is, this team just lost their gadget wide receiver that could do a little bit of running, could catch the ball at the goal line and break off. They're a little thin at wide receiver. Their wide receiver core is younger. And they do have a young hotshot quarterback and a young hotshot. Did you get that team's notification too? They also have a young hotshot head coach as well. And that's the Chicago Bears. I could see him fitting in there. They just lost, like I said, DJ Moore. Their best wide receiver is Roma Dunze. And is that really the best you can get? I'm not saying Debo Samuel immediately jumps into wide receiver 1 status. I think he is a third wide receiver fitting in the slot and just provide veteran leadership. Roma Dunze is the veteran on that team in his 3rd year. They need, and if you look at this, I mean, then what? DeAndre Swift is the veteran on that offense. Like, is that what we need? I mean, they really do need a veteran presence that has been there. He's been to the Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he's been to the Super Bowl. Like, he's been there. He's done that. He has the experience. He's played with really good offense, like with Kyle Shanahan. So I think he would fit on that offense. And they could really use him, in my opinion.
No, you're not wrong. Like, that's a spot I was looking at too. And I do think he could be, listen, he was wide receiver 24 last year. So I'm not, what I said earlier about him, yada, 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 like, that's still good. But how many of those weeks did he pop last year where it actually mattered? Sometimes you just tread water and you're just tight in 10. Oh, he's tight in 10. Okay, well, he just had a bunch of 5-point games and he didn't miss a season. Like, that's all it took. And he also had Marcus Mariota for the majority of the season last year, said Debo Samuel. So maybe I am poo-pooing him a little bit too quick, but I love your assessment. If I could pick any other team, I'm saying Houston. I don't know if they have the cap space. I don't know if but they need him.
I don't think they
need him.
Do they have the need though? I mean,
bro,
really?
that offense is, if that offense had just 10 more points per game, he'd go to the Super Bowl. But that defense,
points, yeah, but I mean, they're wide receiver core. I don't think they need Nico, Jaden Higgins, Tank Dell's coming back, Jalen Noel. Like, they have an offense that is finally doing well. Like,
who's
they have
Jalen Noel?
Or He was another guy that had random weeks last year too.
Exactly. Who is Tank Dell? Listen, I live in the present day. And I will say, and I'm serious. Like, think about this. Think about just things 2 years ago that were popular or that were cool or that were trendy. They fade, brother. This is the NFL is today. It's what is present. Tank Dell has not played a full game I can think of in over 2 years. Tank Dell is not going to be the answer. First off, remind everybody he's 5'10", 120 pounds. Now,
Right.
I like Tank Dell, and he is a one-trick pony, and I do like him. But Debo gives you the versatility of a big back that can go. Listen, how many games did Nico Collins miss, or will he miss? Jaden Higgins, he had one good year, not even great, like a Brian Thomas Jr. We saw that dude fade. Things come and go. Debo has been proven that he's consistent. Now, for fantasy, is he going to be a top 24 fantasy asset in that offense? No, he's not. But I don't think he is anywhere. I just don't think he's going to be that anywhere with the influx of players, with Justin Jefferson going back to normal, with these receivers getting back to their normal selves. I think Debo's more of a role player in 2026. In a team like that has playoff aspirations, that are always in the playoffs. We talk about helping out the young people, helping out Jackson Dart, get him weapons, helping out Bo Nix, help out CJ Stroud. That dude has done more with less, and he gets trashed. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league because he has no support. You can say he has Nico, this and that. Look at his running game, dude. The best weapon for an offense, for a quarterback, is the running game. This dude had Nick Chubb and Woody Page, or some guy named Woody. I don't know. Woody Holtz, Woody the Woodpecker. I don't know who that guy was. But this guy doesn't have anyone's stability around him. Not even his number one option, Nico Collins. That's all I'm saying. I'm not fighting for the man to go there, but I think I'm getting all passionate about the Houston Texans. I'm sorry. But like, I think that'd be a good spot. And I think that'd be the best spot. But anyway, we'll find out. I think he has definitely another good year in him for spot starts, but I wouldn't put him as like my wide receiver 2.
Next up, I think to talk about would be David Njoku. Has been very good. Obviously, they have Harold Fannin. They didn't need to re-sign David Njoku. The AFC North has this weird thing, is that the players just stay in the AFC North. They never really go anywhere else. So if we're looking at the AFC North first, Mark Andrews in Baltimore, Drew Sample in Cincinnati is the best you got. Mike Gesicki, can't forget about him, obviously. And then Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth on the Steelers. I don't think he's going to the Steelers. If we want to say he's going to an AFC North team, Cincinnati Bengals make a fit. He would be honestly a really good addition to the Bengals team. They definitely need that help at the tight end position on a big body that can actually play. They haven't had a tight end since.
Keep going, because we don't have them. Keep going.
Like, when was their last good tight? I truly am drawing a blank. I mean, did he go to Miami and then immediately just like start sucking? Like, he never was heard of again. I can't remember who their last tight end was at this rate, and I follow that team, so that's tough. If he wants to go to, I mean, he's about to be 30 years old, so it's not like he can go to a team that is like, oh, next year I can be the starter. So like Kansas City, in my opinion, off the table. Travis Kelce is there. We don't know how long Travis Kelce will live forever. Like, will he live forever? I don't know. The only other thing is to go to the NFC South, where you have Kyle Pitts, Tommy Tremble, Juwan Johnson, and Kate Otten. Like, is he overtaking Tommy Tremble? Like, the Bengals make the most sense to me, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you about who needs what, because it's true. Like, everything you said is factual. But I think you landed on the wrong. You said the NFC South, and I think the Buccaneers, the most appealing team.
Get rid of Kate Otten. I mean, yeah, he is more appealing. I think that would be the appealing team.
For many reasons. I'll break it down for you guys. One, he has an actual shot to win that division, because that division's dog water. It's bad. Even the Buccaneers are bad. Two, I mean, I'm looking outside right now. It's a pretty nice place to live. We don't have state taxes. Everything's pretty accessible. We're one of the fastest growing cities in America. 3, he's going to get the opportunity, and he's going to play with Baker Mayfield. And I know that this is a heavily Baker Mayfield show. That's why we kind of have a lot of subs as we do early on in our career here. Baker Mayfield's still our most popular video, but people want to play for him. Obviously you guys have watched me through the years adapt and grow. I'm a Baker guy, and I see his worth, and people want to play for him. People want to come to Tampa to play with Baker Mayfield. He might not be the most perfect quarterback, but he's the most player perfect quarterback. So I do think that they need a tight end here in Tampa Bay. They need that offensive player. They just lost Mike freaking Evans, a big body guy who caught this is not a stat, but like 75% of their touchdowns, I feel like in the red zone, always went to Mike Evans. Now you're drastically missing that big body guy. Chris Godwin's not it. Emeka Mbuka could be it, but he faded last season. Jalen McMillan scored 10 touchdowns his rookie season. He's fully back. So they have the people. People are sleeping on McMillan, by the way. But I think David Njoku would 100% be a total asset to Tampa Bay. But I think anywhere he goes, he's only 30 years old. Tight ends can play till 35, 36 years old. He only played in 12 games last season, 11 the year before that. He hasn't totaled over 600 receiving yards since 2023. He just needs the opportunity. And honestly, Harold Fandon is a superstar. So I understand why he walked. I understand why he's no longer on that team. But I think a team like the Buccaneers, or like you said, the Bengals, will be best fit for David Njoku. And if I'm going to pick anywhere, it's going to be the Buccaneers. I think that's the most logical spot for everybody. Who wants to play in the cold? I bitch about the heat a lot here. Trust me. I'm watching Rays baseball games in the middle of the day last week in Cleveland, and they're saying it's 42 degrees at first pitch, and I'm looking at my Alexa and it's 95 degrees. F you, F all you Northerners. I'm so mad. Now I'm mad. Now I'm really mad. What's the degrees over there in Indiana today? I'm pissed.
I don't know, 50.
I hate you guys so much. I hate you guys.
Let me pull up the official weather report here. 54 degrees. Sunny out today, so that's nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so David Njoku, I think
CJ Uzama is who I was thinking of between 2015 and 2021 for the Bengals. That was the last good one. Tyler Eifert was the last Pro Bowl tight end.
And I just want to throw some names out there. We're not going to go in depth, but remember, Joe Mixon's still out there. He's 30 years old. I think he will I don't know. Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson, 37 years old, still out there. I doubt he'll sign anywhere, but if he does, expect that circus. Najee Harris, he's still out there. Najee Harris is 28 years old. Still out there. So these are names that we expect to sign somewhere for camp bodies. Russ is probably going to TV. Maybe. Or maybe what's going to happen is Daniel Jones gets hurt. They sign Phillip Rivers and they have no one else and they call Russ. They that's their gimmick. They sign old people. Who else is still out there?
Juwan Jennings. Can we talk about him for a minute? He's under 30.
Oh, he's still out there? I thought he signed with the Dolphins. That's what Sean told me.
No, he is still out there. He has been messing with you. But yeah, I think honestly the Dolphins do make a fit because tell me, without looking at their depth chart, who are the Dolphins wide receivers right now?
There's this rookie that everyone's drafting. His name is Chris Bell. Chris Bell.
Can you name anybody outside the rookie they just drafted?
Malik Washington.
Okay, so we're talking about the third wide receiver. All right. Can you name their top 2 wide receivers right now for the Dolphins? Their new additions, Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell.
Oh no.
That's the wide receiver core in Miami for Malik Willis. We're looking at a 2-15 season for the Miami Dolphins this year. They need some help. Sign Juwan Jennings, at least get you to 4-13.
Hold on. You are saying Juwan Jennings wins above replacement, by the way. Means you think it's 2, his 2 games, he's worth 2 games. You're crazy. Sure. You're crazy.
With more?
On,
are you giving him more? I
No, I'm
mean,
giving him a lot
I,
less.
the Dolphins are definitely finishing the last in the division. And I know we're on FinTalk Sports Network. Dolphins are finishing last in the division. He got an offer from the Jets. Did he
Russell
sign
Wilson.
with the Jets?
I said this
Oh,
2 weeks
Russell
ago, and
did. Okay.
everyone freaking poo-pooed me. I literally said this 2 weeks ago that the Jets were talking to Russ, and everyone just told me I'm an idiot. Thank you, Brian, for confirming again. Oh, sorry. Anyway,
Ron Jennings helped
no,
the Dolphins at least get to closer to 500.
I know he
but
didn't sign
he's
Brian.
definitely going to be way under 500.
Listen, okay, let me check. Last time Juwan Jennings had 1,000 yards in a season, never. Okay. The targets matter. Oh, the last time he had 113 targets, 2024, 90 the year before that. So he was involved, but he's just so spotty. He's a guy I don't trust. But you're right. We're picking
He's
from
better
Chris
than
Bell,
Jalen Tolbert.
Tutu Atwell, and Jalen Tolbert. Like, I guess Juwan Jennings would be the nicest guy in prison. But
I mean, at this rate, sign Stephon Diggs and Deebo Samuel. Like, give Malik Willis somebody. I mean, I know he's coming from Green Bay, so he's used to throwing to wide receiver threes, but like these aren't even wide receiver threes.
These are wide receiver nuns. But I get your point, and I think Juwan Jennings overvalues himself. Which, hey, bet on yourself.
He
Make
does
as much money as you think you can do, or will, or whatever you're worth. But at the end of the day, you're not worth as much as you think. And it's hard for me to say because I see guys bums like Alex Pierce get signed to the.
I don't know who that is.
And Nelson Aguilar, when the Patriots signed him to that ridiculous deal. Like, bums do get signed to a big deals. And I think teams are trying to avoid that with Juwan Jennings, who has a history of being mid at best. At 29 years old, you are who you are. You are who you are at this point. And are we just adding pieces? Let me ask you this. Are we just adding pieces to add them because you think you're going to win 2 extra games? Or are you just going to save the money and not add somebody and go, all right, Malik Willis, you're set up to fail because we want the first pick? That's what's going on. They're setting up this franchise to fail so they can get the first pick.
It's a ballsy move because the first pick is going to be a quarterback next year. So like you go and sign Malik Willis to this big contract that you didn't need to do. You have like viewers like there that could just service for 17 games next year. So it's a interesting move on their part. But hey, the Atlanta Falcons signed Kirk Cousins to a massive deal and immediately drafted a quarterback. So, and yeah, I mean, you could go get Chase Claypool again.
Yeah, Chase Claypool is still out there. Remember him? Oh my goodness. But that's going to do it for the show. These were bums that we talked about for 45 straight minutes and 37 straight minutes, and I apologize. But you know what? When you have a superstar like myself, and I can filibust and fill time, we can get it done. If we have the brains of Justin, like that's why we're such a dynamic duo. And if you want more dynamic duos, for real, there is a dynamic duo on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe, which is way too late for me. But Tim and Will, not Tim and Will, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Tim and Brian, they do a not mock draft. They do best ball drafts. I've tuned in. I've commented. We talked about wrestling, Hulk Hogan. But if you want to know about best balls and see who they're drafting, make sure you check them out on our channel, 9 p.m. Mondays. Usually we're live Wednesdays at noon, which today was delayed. So you got us the day after. So we just talk about nonsense, and we all have a Super League commitment to fill. All of you watching right now, all of you. If you played last year, you had fun, sign up again. We give out a prize. I don't think that's been told to anyone. We give out a ring from us. Like, there's no payments accepted, just donations. That's all on the website. Justin is in the description. I'm rambling now.
It's right here.
It's right there. So click that, play with a couple cool people, couple awesome people, and the rest are just like whatever. Bots probably. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, sign up there.
How do I get bots to play in the league? That'd be interesting.
How do we get bots anywhere? That's my question. How do bots? I don't understand how they work. I do not. But you know what I do understand? I understand
people leaving the show.
Over. Yeah, because the show's over. The show's over. I'm filibustering.
You are. So, for some reason, I don't know.
You know why? Because I don't want to go back to work. And I think in my stupid head that if I keep talking, the time is going to remain frozen and I don't have to go back to work. I'm going back to work. So on the 101 filibuster, I appreciate that, Brian. I really do appreciate that. I'll teach you my ways one day. Everybody here. All right, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll see you next week. We'll have another super awesome topic. Maybe a guest. You guys want guests? I want a guest.
Josh is trying to give me homework before next week, and I don't like this.
No. I don't want a guest from anyone. I want some of our people on the show. Let's see if we can make time for them so we can introduce the masses to our new faces, our new additions, or maybe not new additions to our family, but they're new additions to you because we do have new hosts coming up. And they're going to be live throughout the season. So we want to introduce you. We need to work on that. But that's off the show kind of stuff. So with that being said, have a good day, everybody. Have a wonderful Thursday. I'll catch you later. Hold on. I'm not done yet. I'm kidding. That was for me. I popped myself. We're done.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.